Hi, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to my writing den. It's where I get all of my work done. And welcome to my regular newsletter list and my webinar group. I'm just so glad that you're interested in receiving my material. And if you've picked this up on YouTube and have not yet signed up for the newsletter and webinar group, you can do so in the description box down below of this YouTube video. But let me first go on to introduce myself. I'm from Massillon, Ohio, and a former financial advisor of 25 years following service for my country with the United States Air Force. Years later, and due to my own lousy errors in thought, my errors in thinking, I was indicted in 2007 and received a comparatively exorbitant sentence of 10 years in prison for a foolish securities violation to offset losses I incurred for clients, but the entire amount of which was totally repaid. But a severe sentence was still slammed on me, and it was overtly political, meant to set an example during a period of panic and abuses going on in the investment industry. Some months after I found myself in prison at age 50, believe me, a remorseful and shattered man, it was a horrible place there. I was moved to a section that was housing what's called older prisoners, more senior prisoners, which really was anyone over the age of 35. Yes, age 35. There I was stunned when the footlocker I was assigned contained a worn, yellowed, and dusty book that no one would claim, a book I'd actually been searching for to no avail my entire adult life. It is A Course in Miracles. Along with frank descriptions of prison life, I share in my first 3 books of the series. Book 1 is called The Master of Everything. It's a story of mankind in the world of illusion we call life, and its sequel is called Mastering Your Own Spiritual Freedom. Hello. And both books are on sale everywhere books are sold and published by Ozark Mountain Publishing Company. But these books contain what I had spent every single day in prison studying and writing about. Yes, I'd written these books entirely by longhand in prison because there is no computer for inmates to use in prison. I write about the nature of the prison at which virtually all of us dwell, a world of illusion where fear drives us to make wrong turns and to live a life in despair. My time in prison was surely hell and also unexpectedly fruitful, resulting to the return to my first love, which has always been writing, while surrounded, though, by the chaotic and volatile and often violent din of the cell block. I continue to write daily about redirecting the mental power of our mistakes before we act them out and turning them into positive results. And I will share my thoughts with you on this in my regular newsletter and at my webinars. My first book, The Master of Everything, leads the ever-developing series, followed by Mastering Your Own Spiritual Freedom, and a third book is on its way, but it's still in the publishing phase. All 3 books were written from prison. The third book is titled, And Then I Knew My True Abundance. All 3 books were written from deep in the rabbit hole of the prison system, and my voice is direct and real enough that readers will not realize turning the pages on their way through this remarkable and horrible personal story. Though I'm a free man now, after 8 long years, thanks to a forgiving judge who came forward, another judge who took the bench from the judge that sentenced me, and he released me after 8 years. I continue to operate on equal parts of determination, faith, and hope, while guiding my readers to a supreme knowledge of their own. I like to say that I live both in Massillon, Ohio, and in Dunedin, Florida, on the Gulf Coast, and I have 3 lovely adult daughters and 4 grandchildren now. I'll add that my public speaking is going globally with keynote sessions that are instructive, challenging, humorous, and elevating. And I hope you will look further into my inspirational messages that take us all on an inner journey to becoming the master of everything. All my best to you. But by the way, since you now have a subscription to my free webinars and my newsletter group, a few days prior to the next event, the next webinar event, a link will show up in an email from me in your main inbox. for the times and the dates of this subject matter. So please let your browser know that, or whitelist me if you will, let your browser know that it's okay to receive mail, because these days our browsers are very overprotective. I look forward to hearing your comments and input at an upcoming webinar. And I wish the best to you, and I hope that my messages may help you redirect the mental power of where it is that you want to be in life, like it's done for me. Thanks for listening to me, and I hope to be in touch with you soon.